Good morning. I'm Marco Capizzi, first author of this abstract. Now a paper published on the Circulation Journal. The title is Wrist Circumference is a clinical marker of insulin resistance in overweight, obese children and adolescents. We all know insulin resistance and how it is associated with cardiovascular risk factors, particularly when interacting with body fatness. We all know that wrist circumference has been used as an anthropometric measure for decades since the last century. Recently, some researchers found that insulin could stimulate bone cells. For these and other reasons, we were wondering if bone growth could be associated with insulin resistance, and consequently, if we could find the first bone anthropometric parameter of insulin resistance present in literature in order to open new future perspective in the prediction of cardiovascular diseases. Our ideal parameter had to be easy to detect and measure and connected with bone tissue as much as possible. In the end, we selected the wrist circumference. The Department of Pediatrics, Sapienza University of Rome, enrolled two independent datasets of 477 overweight obese children and adolescents and of 160 overweight and obese children and adolescents. They were children because children are subjects under a phase of growth, and so they are more susceptible to anabolic stimuli. They were obese because some studies shown that obesity can be an accelerator of tissue growth. Onassis model assessment of insulin resistance, HOMA-IR, and manual measure of wrist circumference were evaluated in all children and adolescents. A statistically significant association was found between manual measure of wrist circumference and insulin levels, or HOMA-IR. These associations were more significant than those between SDS-BMI and insulin level, or HOMA-IR. In order to understand if this correlation was explainable by the bone tissue, 51 subjects randomly selected underwent a nuclear magnetic resonance of the wrist to evaluate transversal wrist area at Lister tubercle level. NMR imaging acquisition clarified that the association between wrist circumference and insulin level, or HOMA-IR, reflected the association with bone tissue related areas, but not with the adipose tissue ones, as you can see on the table. The analysis of a further sample of 160 overweight obese children confirmed these results and showed the presence of a high collinearity between the wrist and waist circumference, both significantly associated with parameters of insulin resistance. Our findings suggest a close relation between wrist circumference, its bone component, and insulin resistance in overweight obese children and adolescents, opening new perspectives in the prediction of cardiovascular disease. Thanks for your attention.